everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Waffling On. Joining me today, as always, are Claire and Dan to take a look back at what's been going on in UBW in the last couple of weeks and a look forward to what's coming up in the very near future. So, most importantly, we had the Rest in Peace show at Royston with some very, very important goings-on happening there. But we'll start with the first match, which was Jackson Hart, the troublesome one, versus the cut above Cy Gregory, in a match that really kicked off the show in a big and small way, shall we say.
Super kicked off the show.
Super kicked off. I love that. Well done. So we had a difference in opinion and a difference in stature between the combatants at this stage. We had Cy Gregory, who was the cut above Jackson Hart by about a foot, and let it be known very early on, to the amusement of the crowd, that he was dealing with a much shorter man in his opponent. But I think he's now dubbed himself the Short King, and he proved himself to be maybe a cut above Cy Gregory.
Absolutely, and you don't get diamonds as big as house bricks, do you? As I have told him on many an occasion. I think Jackson just shone through. His ability is getting stronger and stronger every time we see him, isn't it? And he can take on, by all intents, the whole roster at this point.
I think he pretty much has. When was the last time he lost? Was it Joshua King?
Yeah, in the ladder match.
That was way back in March. So that was a long, long time ago. So we're coming up for maybe, well, next time he has a bout, that's going to be like 7 or 8 months since he last lost. And he's been smashing through everyone. Just to let everyone know, Jackson did triumph in this one. He was held above Cy Gregory's head for quite some time, but still kept his head, and then nearly kicked Cy's off his shoulder.
It's proving that he might only be a short little guy, but he can kick anyone in the face.
Absolutely. And as he called himself the Short King, of all the Black Crown members, maybe he's more the king than his compatriot. But the Black Crown's only a duo, is it?
Well, we'll see, won't we?
What happened after the event?
Oh, poor old Spicer. Poor old Spicer gets called out.
On his day off?
On his day off, and a T-shirt thrown at him with an invitation. So it's watch this space, isn't it? Find out what's happening next.
Yeah, I have to say that at the time you didn't need an extra T-shirt or vest, but now I wouldn't begrudge Josh Spicer if he was to put it on, just to keep a little bit warmer, because autumn and winter have finally arrived. So with the predictions, I think you predicted a win for
Jackson, yeah.
Yep.
And me as well. We apologised to Cy at the time, and maybe he needs to apologise to us because he didn't come through and prove us wrong. Congratulations to Jackson Hart. The run continues. I don't know if we have to say, does he call himself the Undeniable?
Yep, definitely. And I think he can claim that, can't he?
Unstoppable. And the Hero Killer as well. Another one to the list. Let's see where he heads to next.
So next up we had an interruption by memes. Came out to a lot of boos, a lot of the crowd anticipating that he was going to do more of his evilness. And he comes out and he gives us a heartfelt plea. Is this a face turn for memes? So the heartfelt plea about his poor cat that had fallen 5 stories out of the window. We wish Me Too all the best. Obviously go visit the GoFundMe. But what did we think of memes coming out and giving us his heart laying there in the ring?
You know, it's a tough one because I absolutely despise the guy. I absolutely despise him, as does the boss. We can't get behind him, but we can get behind an injured cat.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Sadly, we found out someone else got behind the cat, which
Yes.
is why the predicament was as it was.
Yeah.
And as number one fan down there at the end, have you got any comment on this?
I mean, it's an out of this world suggestion that the cat didn't fall and that it was actually thrown.
Conspiracy?
Who knows? I don't know. We're going to find out in the long run, I feel. But it's a strange one, isn't it? Especially with Chase accepting the apology, it seemed, and means taking away his own creative control clause. Big news until this guy came back and smashed him to pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he certainly did that.
Yeah, and it takes a lot for me to side with Memes over Truman, and I possibly could on behalf of Mewtwo.
I'm not there.
I'm not committing yet.
No.
I'm not committing yet.
I'm not there. I can't forgive him for how he's treated Artemis all of this time. She deserves better, and I don't trust it. I think he's got something. There's always something.
Nefarious.
Yes.
Meme-tastic.
That's it.
And malicious. I'm sorry, Memes. I just can't get behind you, but we wish Mewtwo the very best, speedy and healthy recovery. Next up, we had the Young Lions Championship match, where the current champion faced RJ Singh in another defense of his belt. Again, not very happy with the outcome, but it was as I predicted. But the most important thing I think that happened here was the official Nick, who now has his own theme tune as he comes in, was replaced by Paul Ash as official for this match. And it seems he was a lot stricter than Nick would normally be, and that wasn't really the flavour of the month for the champion.
Although we weren't wrong, though, were we? Having a little help from your friends on that match. Yeah, Vinny.
There's always someone to wade in on his behalf. But I think he got annoyed with Ash, what he sort of thought was a slow count when he had RJ pinned to the mat. And so he faced off against Ash.
You don't do that to the officials, do you? Regardless of who they are, but certainly not that one.
No, he really didn't take on. I mean, I know that possibly Paul Ash is the only person that Vinny actually shows any respect to in all of UBW. You tell me what the most annoying thing about that is that I just said his name. I said I'm not going to say his name again. So that's it. No more of that. No more. Only VK. But no, it's he's been his mentor, and he's shown him the way. I've seen now Vinny is starting to recruit people to his side, training his own class, and I've said his name again. But yeah, it's interesting because I think this is really going to go somewhere. Ash was fronting up in such an angry way that there's real heat there now.
Absolutely. Too right. I think he needs to be put in his place.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. We had a situation where the referee was blindsided, leading to a little bit of outside interference, which I think then leads to the victory. But that's not the end of the action.
No, and we did see in that little period though, Vinny was on the receiving end of the famous DDT. That was satisfying to watch.
As off promise.
Yeah. But yeah, so after the match, Vinny got away to hold Ash up, and there was a belt shot to the face. Ultimate disrespect for his coach. Until after a good while of a beating, help did arrive eventually. The ship sailed in, and Arthur Scarrow came to the rescue.
Yeah, sailed into view and hove in to rescue. RJ was laid out, so RJ wasn't in any fit state. No sign of the other half of the new breed, Phil Bedwell. Not even the skipper was there. But a different type of skipper came to the rescue. And so we now have a new alliance, do we think? The Swash Bucklers? What do we think they might be called? Yeah. We'll leave that one to you guys. Any ideas for the new tag team, please let us know. But I do think somewhere on the horizon, if we look that far, we're going to see Paul Ash and Arthur Scarrow against the Cray City Rollers. So watch this space. That one's yet to be announced, but I think that can't be too long in the offing.
Oh, I can't wait to see Paul and Arthur put him in his place.
Who? He who must not be named. Okay, finishing off the first half of Rest in Peace was the British heavyweight title match between best friends Hugo Bloom and Percy Traynor. Percy Traynor returned to the ring after 18 months away to a fantastic ovation. Streamers, confetti, smoke.
Lots of pink.
Lots of pink everywhere. I think I was washing that off for absolutely ages afterwards when I do wash. But it was great to have Percy back. He hasn't missed a step since he's been out of the ring. He's just still the very best PT of pro wrestling that we could hope for in UBW. But it seemed like a walk down memory lane for these guys. They know each other so well. They were trading each other's moves. There was the bunny hop and elbow drop, which I think Hugo did on Percy, or that was Percy's move. They had star jumps to distracted Nick as well. Nick was getting involved, having a lovely time. Congratulations, Nick, on your star jump. I think you won that particular element of the show. And we also had chasing around the ring. We had people used as battering rams, but all with smiles on faces. These guys obviously are very fond of each other, and it showed in the ring. There were some absolutely crunching moves, but each one of them was done and received with a friendship in mind, it seemed, strange as it is to say. But that was the first defence for Hugo, and a success.
Mm-hmm. As predicted. As
predicted by all three.
Everyone, yeah. The strong man continues.
Yeah, so he successfully defended against Percy. I think it was lovely to see him back, and he's going to turn his gaze elsewhere. And I think we already know who's stepping up to the plate at Bonfire and Ice in November. Anyone want to reveal that?
It's my dog!
Yes, a man we'll come to later in the show is stepping up to the challenge. The headline grabber himself will be the next to face Hugo Bloom for the UBW British Heavyweight title. So that's exciting.
I'm looking forward to that.
I think, do we predict a 5-star match?
It's hard to tell, isn't it? I guess it depends. It depends how seriously we're taking this match. The last one was a very happy-go-lucky, everyone having a nice time. I don't think the next one can be like that. So
no, we started the match with a handshake that was slapped away, and the crowd gasped, only for Hugo to then hug Percy. I think if a hand is extended at the beginning of the next bout, it's probably going to be slapped away, and that will be it.
Yeah.
That's when carnage ensues.
Absolutely.
We hope.
Definitely.
So that's November the 5th. Fireworks. Guaranteed fireworks for that one.
So after the break, we had Ricky Galvey taking on Arthur Scurro.
You can do it on your own, mate.
All you.
What?
No, all yours, mate.
I can't.
Not getting involved.
I can't do it on my own.
Hello, I'm the boss, and today I am joined with these three lovely people to review the Ricky Calvey versus Arthur Scurro match.
Hello, my name is Alistair Ed. Hi, I'm also Alfie.
And this is Stylish Liv. So, at the start of the match, the preening Prince of Primark entered with a lot of booing from everyone in the entire hall.
Boo!
But there's two questions that I really want to ask you. First, do you think that his mirror is cracked because he's so ugly?
Yes, of course! Obviously.
And where do you think his trousers have gone?
He's torn them because he went on a walk and he just fell over.
So, may I get your predictions? Who did you think would win this match?
Arthur.
And who did win this match?
Ricky.
And are you happy about that?
No! Definitely not.
It did not turn out how we wanted it to, but it was still a very good match, wasn't it?
Sure. Yeah.
And we will forever support Arthur Scurro in whatever he does next in wrestling. May that be his rivalry with Ricky Calvey, or turning his eyes onto a tag team, or possibly even just getting some friends to help him when people like Ricky Calvey beat him up like this. Well, that was the Ricky Calvey versus Arthur Scurro match.
Should we move on?
We should move on, yes.
I think it was Adonis versus Murdoch next.
So next up, we had our homegrown hero, Adonis Payne, versus Murdoch.
Oh, sorry, I've got to stop you there. I've been asked to make sure that we introduce this man correctly. Murdoch, he says his dad is significantly richer than yours. He's the personification of gentrification, the friendly face of phone hacking, the toast of the tabloid media, a purveyor of the highest quality and well-priced merchandise at the merch table, the five-star superstar from Fleet Street, and headline grabber,
Murdoch. Yeah, absolutely. What can we say about this match? Two heavy hitters going up against each other. I think everyone was just behind Adonis Payne the whole time. Murdoch, the villain that maybe we might need going forward. Obviously, there may be an opening now for that. What did we all think of Murdoch?
Oh, well, I think at one point Adonis asked, "Are you not entertained?" And I think we were very much entertained, if not slightly worried for Adonis for the majority of the match.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it wasn't, to say it wasn't 100% might be being kind to him. That he picked up quite a nasty-looking injury. He soldiered on, as we would expect from Adonis Payne. But Murdoch's just got the right tools, he's got the right tricks to get through that kind of game.
Yeah, he had a nick. He was using Nick at various times during the match to his advantage, throwing him into Adonis, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just came out on top, which was a shame for the crowd. I think it really took them down a level after the previous bout. Oh, no, the previous bout. No, we're not talking about that, are we?
I do wish Adonis all the best, and I hope that his injuries heal up. But it'll be interesting to see what Murdoch can pull out of the bag now. He's obviously got a big match coming up. Be interesting to see where he goes.
Yeah, and it's a big stage for him. It's a big chance for him. It's a big man he's against. Hopefully, he's got the tools that he needs. And it'd be interesting to see who's wearing the belt at the end of the November show.
Yeah, but I have an issue. I have a massive issue. I don't think he should be challenging for the British heavyweight title.
No?
No. Watch this. So let's just take a little look with WOVAR. We'll scroll in a bit and then a little bit across, and we'll plant in the plane made by the ropes and just zoom in a little bit here. There you go. You can see that Adonis's toe actually breaks the plane of the ropes. Therefore, no pin, no win. And there you go. You see, he didn't even win the match. So why he's going up against the champion next is beyond me. Absolutely beyond me. So after the match as well, Murdoch made his exit to a chorus of boos, and Adonis stayed in the ring.
Yeah, and gave us a little chat about 12 months of the Odyssey. 12 months of fantastic wrestling. As he said, they went from the way that they put together as an intergender team. They've grown past that. They're not an intergender team. They're one of the best wrestling tag teams in the country. And as you say, basically put down an invitation to anyone to come and prove that otherwise.
Yeah, bring on the best. We look forward to seeing it. Okay, before we head to the main event of Rest in Peace, I've got a surprise for you guys. We've got our first piece of fan mail. Ooh. Here it is, got a lovely cat on it. Dear Wafflers, whilst I was on holiday, my friend Aidan sent me tons of messages saying I should watch your show. And I'm so glad that I did. I really enjoyed it. It helped to lift my spirits through the bad weather and case of diarrhea that I had, and kept me up to date with everything I'd missed in UBW. The sun is out now, so I'm off to play on the water slides. Much love, Ben G. Oh, thanks, Ben G. We really appreciate the letter you sent through, and thank you, Aidan, for recommending that everyone watches Waffling On. We really do appreciate your support.
And so to the main event of the evening, the culmination of an incredible feud, almost a year to the day since they first met. The Square One Championship on the line in a coffin match. Harrison Leon against Tony Sin. And it's fair to say it lived up to all our expectations.
Yeah, cracking main event.
And predictions.
And predictions. This did, of course, mean that we have to say goodbye to Tony Sin, and his time in UBW is over. I think your Sin's trying to lead you to.
He's going down under.
He's in a box. Does he have enough food in the box? Is there water in the box? Is it comfortable in the box? Did they just send him straight over there in the box?
It looked comfy in the box.
Think about the Druids. What are the Druids going to do now? Unemployment in this country is a problem already. Now the Druids have got nothing to do. I'm really concerned. But anyway, what can we say about the match?
It was exciting. It was hard hitting. There was so much action from beginning to end, and it really truly was a fitting way for these two to finish their feud.
Yeah, absolutely. The slam into the coffin, I think, had us all wincing in pain. Not one I'd want to take, I don't think. But Tony took it well. At one point, obviously, we thought Harrison was being rolled up into that coffin. It did look like it was going to go the other way. And then he came back fighting with his very glittery kendo stick. So, yeah, all in all, really exciting match. Couldn't have asked for anything better from these guys. And we wouldn't expect anything less from these guys. They are both fantastic at what they do.
I mean, they know each other so well. We've seen them contest this kind of brutality before, but never quite this brutal. I mean, I kept looking around for the officials to say, "What? Stop this!" The welts on their backs from the kendo sticks, and the low blows, and the double teaming, and then Nick was just standing outside holding the lid because he was powerless. It was all about who was rolled into the casket and the lid was shut. I think we had maybe 4 occasions where someone was in before the lid was actually shut. And sadly, it was Tony who was in there when that came down. We had a flurry of absolutely brutal moves to put him there. We had choke slams and bulldogs, and then the signature move, Tony's own signature move, the crucifix powerbomb, used to decimate him and then roll him away to Australia. It's just not fair.
Despite the Druid interaction as well, we saw a few Druids popping out here and there. They still couldn't help him win.
The numbers game was against Harrison, and he retained his title. So congratulations, Harrison. I wish you hadn't posed on top of the coffin afterwards for photos. It's a little upsetting for me. But then the boss joined you, so I had to take a photo of you on there. But no, so we don't know where Harrison goes from here, but we do know where Tony goes.
Yes, if he's been shipped correctly.
How long do you think it'll take?
A good few days.
Days?
Yeah, surely.
Hope he doesn't get stuck in customs. And so that was Rest in Peace. 6 fantastic bouts, and our predictions, well, mixed maybe. If we take a little look at the table, we'll find that one person with their outlier prediction of Ricky Calve's victory over Arthur Scurrow sits above the rest. But that is all due to change at the next event, Bonfire and Ice in Biggleswade in November. And I think we have the full card ready now for us to discuss and maybe make our predictions on. So, who's front and centre on the poster?
We have to really put across the fire and ice. We've got the absolute maverick Tommy Kyle taking on returning star Jack Selstrom. The Iceman, as he's known, making his long-awaited return to UBW against one of the best we've got.
Getting caught in Tommy's afterburners. So, predictions for that one?
I will go with Jack.
Tommy?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Jack as well.
Got you, Tommy Kyle.
Let it go, Claire. Let it go.
And also, we've got the defence we mentioned earlier on. Hugo Bloom's going up against the headline grabber undeservedly, Murdoch. How do we see this one going?
It's for me. It's another the spectacular strongman retains his title.
I really like Murdoch. I'm inclined to agree with you. I think that Hugo's too hungry to lose it now. As much as I'd like to see Murdoch a little bit more, I'm going to go Hugo.
I really don't like Murdoch. Hugo for the win. Right, and elsewhere on the poster, we have a huge array of superstars and other people facing off in what is kind of a survival match, a 4-on-4. Who have we got?
So we've got the good guys against the bad guys. The good guys of Harrison Leon, Arthur Scurro, and Artemis and Adonis Payne in the Odyssey, taking on the bad guys, who are Progressive Overload, and the Cray City Brawlers.
So it's a 4-on-2? Really?
Maybe even a 4-on-1. Just Wade in there on his own.
Yeah, wading in as he does. I would say love for Big Wade. Certainly out of that team, I'd like to see him at least get to the final one. But I do think he'll be on the losing side. But last standing, who do we think that could be?
I think I'm inclined to agree with you. I think they will be the losing side. Last standing, I'm going to go Harrison Leon.
And I will say the same. The good guys are going to win. The last standing will be Artemis.
I agree with Dan. I think that's what we're going to see. I don't know if Adonis is ready to come back from injury just yet and topple everyone. But if there's one person left in the ring, yep, my money's on Artemis. And we have Ronnie Knox's first defence, a rematch.
Yeah, it's not one of the people that we guessed, hoped for. But Aluna Blue, an exciting Aluna Blue, will be back to try and win back the match that was stolen from him, we might say.
Absolutely. In the semi-final for the tournament, if there was WOVAR at the time, it would have shown there were shenanigans and rope leverage being used there to make sure that Ronnie progressed. But we didn't ask for in our predictions, but Aluna Blue, having been in the tournament already, would have been fresh on our lips to have as a first contender, and fantastic to see her back. And I very much hope to see a new champion. But my prediction is more shenanigans. So I'm going to ask Nick here, please keep your eye on the ropes. Please keep your eye out for shenanigans. Let this be a fair fight. But I think Ronnie wins.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I'd love to see Aluna take it. I think she is a powerhouse. I think she's absolutely a superstar in the ring, but I think Ronnie will retain.
It's a clean sweep, I'm afraid, for Ronnie Knox. I hope and pray that I'm wrong, but I think that title is retained this time.
And that leaves us with just 2 more matches. And what have we got in store for those?
So Jackson will be looking to continue his hot streak as he takes on an unknown presence in El Gentonia. Who knows what will happen when he's in the ring? Yeah,
well, let's hope that his kidneys are where they should be. And his guts are in the right place. And we have Nick counting unos, dos, 3 as El Gentonio ends the hero killer streak. How do we think that's going to go?
I'm going Jackson on this one. I think he is, like you say, on very much a hot streak. I think his super kicking ways will take him straight in for the win.
Yep, shocking for me.
Yep. Dislocated kidney, broken heart, another hero put to the sword, which leaves us with the last match. Slightly intrigued about this one. I think Jackson will be keeping an eye on this one as well. What have we got?
Yeah, so this is Bart O'Connor versus Josh Spicer. So everyone's favourite, Josh Spicer back in the ring with a decision maybe at that point, maybe not. We'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, we see if he comes out in the red and black or just the black. And we know Bart O'Connor isn't going to take no prisoners. He's not going to suffer a fall. He's going to absolutely bulldoze through anyone who comes his way. But I think he might be looking for some friends, or some friends might be looking for him. So, who can say? So, predictions for that one?
Flip a coin. Bart was tremendous last time, even though he lost to Tommy. They both, like you say, they both got things going on in the background. I will go Spicer via shenanigans.
with you. I don't know if I can call this one. I think they've both got the potential for shenanigans. I'm going to go with my heart and say I would love to see Josh Spicer finish his streak of bad matches and really come through with a win.
Time to be an outlier. I see Bart absolutely steamrolling Spicer. I think Spicer's had a tough time. He looked a little bit jaded when he got called out last time round by Jackson, and I think Bart is just an absolute behemoth. I think he annihilates him. Trying to take my tilt at the top of the table there. So we've got 6 matches there, and it's looking like it's going to be absolute fireworks on the 5th of November. Hope to see you in Biggleswade at Bonfire and Ice. We'll be there. Do join us and stay in the know with the WO.